Hello and welcome to Las Blancas Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Las Blancas. I'm your host Yash Thakur, and we are back with another episode. This time we were facing Deportivo in the league after suffering an unfortunate defeat against Barcelona in the finals of the Super Copa. And this game comes sandwiched between two Barcelona games. So we lost to them in the previous one. We have an upcoming one against them in the Copa de la Reina. So this game was sort of a game where we would look to, sort of rotate the lineup. We would expect some rotation because we want our players to stay fresh for the next game and all of that. And we did see that. And it was a fun game. There were our old nemesis back again to haunt us. We'll talk about all of that. But to do all of that, I've got Kanita with me as always. Kanita, how you doing?
There was so much going on today. The two of us even watched tennis today, and we both support
Yeah.
Alcaraz. And what was worst is while football was going on, the fourth and final set was also going on, and they just kept being tied. And Real Madrid also tied. I even took a photo. It was 4-4 in the fourth set, 13 points, and then you can see I'll put the photo for you guys, but on my big screen I have football and it's 2-2, and it's 30-30 on the time, like on in football. And I did, that was accidental, the time in football. I did not plan for that, but it was so annoying. Like, why do these two keep tying? Why does my team keep tying? We just did like a remontada to 2-1, and then we conceded again. So like the first half is so, you know. So yeah, it was a very interesting day. It was a very interesting game as well. And yeah, I mean, we played against, I think, three of our players, like one like two former and one loaned player. So this is like crazy stuff. So yeah, definitely good reunion.
Yeah, and it's always in this game we know like Deportivo doesn't have that sort of a budget. They are a very young team, and we have some of our academy players, some of our previous players there. So it's always like it's always a nice feeling to see them perform, especially Olaya.
Yeah.
Olaya plays for them, so Olaya is a player that we have talked about previously as well, and we have said that she has the potential as well. So uh, in this game did not wasn't very effective, but I think let's get to talk about this game, and let's start by talking about the lineups. Let's get into it. So as I said before, some rotation was expected because we have that upcoming midweek matchup against Barcelona. So we had some rotation, honestly quite a few rotation. It was Misa in goal. Shayla started as the right back, and it was a centre back partnership of Rocio and Bella Anderson. And the left back was Sarah Holmgard. Then we had a double pivot of Irune and Toletti, and a front four of Naomi Feller, Caroline Weir, Athenea, and Signe Bruun leading the line. So after a while, we were seeing Signe Bruun back in the lineup. We saw her play some minutes in the last game against Barcelona, and in this game she started and she scored as well. We'll get to that. We'll get to talk about her, but you know I had no complaints. I think it's a very good spot to be in because now we have two center back pairs who we can straight up rotate, or we can bring one of them in. So we have four fit center backs at all times now, and they can come into the starting lineup. They can replace. We can give rest to Lacrar, we can give rest to Maria Mendez in these situations, which is a great thing. And I really love that. And honestly, like this lineup tells you some of the first choice players as well. I think in right back it's now firmly Eva as the first choice in the big games. We saw that in the previous final as well, where she started, and now it's Sheila Garcia in this game. And I think I'm certain that it will be Eva Navarro in the next game, starting against Barcelona. Weir started, but we managed to give rest to Linda Caicedo. I think Weir is just at that stage where she wants to play everything, and she does play everything, and she does very good in all of those. She's just one of those players. So she played and she had an impact as well. Atenea continued in the starting lineup because she's in a good run of form. Feller came in, and I think I was when the lineup came out, I think I was more excited to see that double pivot of Irune and Toletti. It does look very exciting, so I was looking forward to that. Kanita, what were your initial thoughts on the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, it was a rotational center back pairing. I mean, the whole defense actually. So, yeah, and the fact that Tanea started, but then he got her out at halftime and put Linda on, so it was like half half between the two. Also, to rest both. And that was good. And about Bruun. Bruun is back in the starting lineup after 120 days and back on the score sheet after 136 days. So it's a good thing to have, to have her back, and she was really happy after the goal. You could see it in the celebration how much it meant to her. So yeah, it's always good to see these players back. And I missed Brun so much. I just missed her so much, and it was also evident that the team missed her too because at some games we were really struggling to
Yeah.
the uh finishing, and we really just missed her, and Alba wasn't really in the form. So yeah, but also Toletti back in the starting lineup, and yeah, the double pivot with Irune was really exciting. So yeah, it was a good thing to see before El Clasico. And it's not, just another game. It is Deportivo, against whom we tend to concede Mm, goals often, a lot. And I don't like, often we concede like two goals or something around that, and even today we conceded that many. So yeah, I mean, tradition continues. I legit thought one of our former players would score, but yeah, the thing they didn't.
Yeah, and honestly, like whenever we speak of Depot, the first memory that comes into mind is that Takon game where we were 3-0 up and we ended up
Yeah.
losing 4-3. So yeah, I mean it's they are a weird team. They are a young team. They do have some very talented players, and I think in this game, more than the talented players, it was our nemesis that hurt us, and I'm talking about set piece defending. Like I'm like no, in this game there were 6 goals scored, and I think only one was from open play, two were penalties. Then we scored from a header as well from a corner. They scored from a free kick and a corner. So yeah, it was just one goal from open play. But let's get to the elephant in the room that has been sitting in the room for a few years now and is not being addressed. It's our set piece defending, and I think like I don't know what is there to talk about it anymore, because now we have the center backs that were defending these set pieces are really tall. These are big center backs that we have. It's not a height issue anymore that you can say, oh, we are getting bullied there because we don't have the height. We have tall center backs as well. Now, this is a tactical issue because we don't know. We go with zonal marking, we go with some mixed man to man, some mixed zonal. It's a mess. And it shows, honestly, because every time, and this is not just in this game. Yes, we ended up scoring 4 and we ended up winning the game, but against big clubs, whenever we concede a foul in the final third, whenever we concede a corner, it's always there's a thought that okay, this is going to be a goal, because we know that aerially, we won't be able to dominate them, despite having tall players. It doesn't matter, we won't be able to have some sort of a tactical scheme where we are able to defend. That is also not happening. So it's a really frustrating thing, and I think it's a very apparent thing that clubs are going to target, and some clubs do target as well. When we come up against Barcelona, it's the same thing. Like when they get set pieces, it's always a mess. Even if they don't score directly from it, it comes from the same sequence or the same phase of play, where we manage a botched clearance, and then it falls to one of their players, and then they put it back in, and it's a goal again. So today we saw that again. uh i I don't even know what to say. Like, one of the goals came from a corner, one from set piece, and it was, I don't know, like the deliveries were in the dangerous areas, but I think still we should have done better, which I've been thinking for many seasons now. So I don't know, what were your thoughts on the two goals that we conceded?
So, Paula Gutierrez assisted both goals, and both goals came from the same side. The crosses were pretty similar. And oh my God, the two goals are very similar, like very similar. It's like almost at the same spot, even in the box. I don't understand. The center backs weren't even kind of there. In the second goal, Bella was in front, but in the first goal, I think it was Sarah Holmgard marking. And yeah, and center backs were not there. They were just not there at all. It's a very, very interesting thing, to not have your two tall center backs there. I don't know where they went to. But yeah, I don't know. Somehow, maybe this is not allowed to get addressed. This the, the set piece defending. This is the only explanation at this point. I mean, it's not just in the women's team. It's always it's a Real Madrid thing, to not defend set pieces. I think. So yeah, I don't know if this will ever stop and if we'll ever stop complaining about it. But yeah.
And honestly, I was trying to look for heights of the players that scored the goals, and I know it's very unreliable, but I don't think they are that tall. Either the players that scored the goal, they had a good jump, but still, like, I don't know. It's not a physical or a physicality issue anymore. I think it's a tactical thing that we are not aware. And I think it's also, I don't know if it's if the players are aware that we are so vulnerable from set pieces, that it's a psychological thing as well now. I don't know, but it's a worrisome thing for sure, especially when we come up against big teams in the Champions League. Now I think they are going to target this quite a lot. So yeah, let's see what happens. But apart from that, Bruun coming back into the lineup and scoring the goal as well. And I think, that really set the tone. Plus, like, it got us back in the lead, even though we quickly then conceded the second one. But seeing Bruun back on the score sheet, seeing a player who is in the box, who is a reference point in the box for us to cross, and adds an aerial threat as well, because we lack that. When we are attacking with Alba sometimes drops, and it's Weir attacking the box, and then we have Linda and our wide players trying to put the ball in, and we do like to cross a lot. We have Eva Navarro who puts the crosses in, so we did not have a reference in the box without Bruun. but I think her return really helps, and especially it is coming up against sides like Barcelona, where we won't be able to make those intricate plays through the middle, because it's difficult to break them down there. So we play around them, we go around them, and we try to find a cross, we try to beat them aerially. I think having a player like Bruun on the bench in our repertoire is like going to be very, very helpful in this final stretch of the season. So yeah, I mean, I was pretty stoked to see her. But this happened, and then it was 2-2 for a very long time, and it looked like, oh, okay, this is going to be one of those annoying nights and we won't be able to get it over the line. But then we got penalties, and up stepped Caroline Weir, as always, calm, slotted it past once, slotted it past twice, and we ended up winning the game. So the scoreline looks much more comfortable than it actually was. But for a large periods, I think we were struggling. We were relying on Linda to produce something after she was brought on in the second half. She was taking on players, she was going at it, but it wasn't coming. So we had to rely on the penalties late on. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what were your thoughts in on that second half, when the scores were tied. What were you thinking? And the response to the penalties. I think the penalties were like pretty much it. Like, so I don't know. Like, there wasn't any controversy or anything. They were pretty much it, and we scored from them. So yeah, what were your thoughts on the second half, Kanita?
It's not just that the scoreline was 2-2 for a long time, but the shots on target were also 2-2 for a long time. The total shots kept rising, but shots on target from either team didn't. And we got into the second half, and there were some shots on target, and I think it ended 7-5 for us in shots on target in the end. But um, it was it was so weird. Like in the first half, we even had less possession, like maybe 46-45% something. Then we kind of turned it around just a bit in the second half. But it's because we just kept losing the ball. Like it was so weird in the midfield, and also them when they get the ball, they would go and try to do well, usually not just try, but do like a long pass over our defense and on the side. So whether it's on Sarah's side or on Shay's side, it would be problematic. So they would just go over them, and we'd have our fullback down there, basically just having to chase them. But it was, yeah, it was weird. It didn't really seem like we were going to score. And we got those two penalties, and obviously it wasn't from open play. And if we didn't get them, I don't know if we would have scored. Honestly, it didn't. It felt like a game that wasn't possible to score anymore from open play. I don't know. It was so weird, the whole thing. But yeah, the penalties aren't controversial. I mean, they're pretty straightforward. The Depor players were protesting a lot, but I mean, they're penalties. I don't know. You can call us Madrid as much as you like, but yeah, they were penalties.
I think the problem in this game and for us was, I think the double pivot, as excited as I was, I think it did not really work, and I think there were
Mm,
a lot of ball losses in the midfield area from Irune, from Toletti, from Naomi Feller, especially.
yeah.
There were a lot of ball losses. He did not have the best of games, and I think if Kyokilar isn't really fit, like, there is a chance that we would see Naomi Feller. Maybe we'll just see Alba Redondo and Athenia playing on the right hand side. So I don't know like what we are going to see against Barcelona. Maybe like there are just two spots where it can be a little different. I think 2 or maybe 3 spots, but the rest I think will be the same. But yeah, I think in this game the midfield did not really work as expected, and we were having struggles to sort of find our passing options, to retain that possession, to circulate it safely. And whenever we tried to go wide to Naomi Feller, she would also like, she did not wasn't able to like control possession and retain it. There were a lot of turnovers from her end as well. So yeah, I mean, I think it was we lacked control, and which is like expected. Toletti coming back after a while, new partnership in the midfield, a youngster as well. So sort of expected a little, but also given the fact that these are two very talented individuals, uh I thought it would be something more, which it wasn't. But yeah, I mean, it's, I think, part and parcel of the game. We ended up winning, which was the most important thing. Like, we needed those 3 points, and we managed to give rest to some of our key players ahead of the important game. Barcelona also ended up winning their encounter against Sevilla, so they had quite a few young players playing for them as well in the midfield. I saw their starting lineup. We like skimmed over it, and it was Clara, Sarah Jordi, Kika, and Sydney starting in midfield for them. So they have rested their key players as well. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Vicky, Alexia, and Patri when they face us this midweek. So it's going to be an interesting one. And since it's a one-legged tie up against them, I think I would like to bet on us, given the performances that we have managed to put against them in the last two. Maybe, it needs that one goal, that one early goal, one that will put them on the back foot a little bit, that will help us carry that momentum through the game. uh, so yeah, hopefully another big performance from Misa and everyone that is coming up, and this time with the result. That is what we hope. Hopefully, Feb brings in a change of fortune for us. So let's see what happens in that. Kanita, any concluding thoughts, and what are your expectations from the upcoming game in the Copa del Reina?
We win. That's my expectation. We can do it. We'll crush them.
There's this scene from one of the Bollywood movies where a reporter asks Indian cricket team captain, like, what are you here for? And at that point, like, India isn't really winning, and he goes like, we are here to win. And I think it reminded me of that. Like, yes, I think we have to believe that we are going to win, and I think team also believes that. And these recent performances definitely are do look like a step in that direction. And given the fire that we showcased in the last one, I think this time I hope we get over the line, because that will be incredible. Once we have that over the line, I think then this has to be our best shot at a trophy, and that too we would have knocked out Barcelona. That would be so much sweeter. Let's see what's in store. Honestly, we will be back covering that one for you as well. And until next time, a la Madrid.
Ala Madrid.